Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to fully disassemble the instrument / gauge cluster out of an OBS Ford pickup. So this will work for any F-150, 250, 350, or Bronco made between 1992 through 1996, as well as 1997 heavy-duty trucks. So getting this out of the dash is fairly simple. There's lots of videos on that on YouTube, but there isn't many in-depth teardowns on these, so I thought I'd make one. So first things first, you're going to have to remove all these gold screws here, all the way along the perimeter of this cluster. And now these are a 7/32 socket. Do I have to focus? Yeah, you'll just have to trust me. It's a 7/32 socket, or you can use a Torx, I believe a T20. Okay, once you've removed the 9 screws, this clear plastic piece is just going to pop up. Give that a clean while it's out. And then this black plastic piece will also just pop right off. And then what's left is the exposed gauges here. This is held in by another 2 7/32 screws. And this is just your Prindle thing. If you have a manual truck, this will just be blank, and there won't be anything here. But yeah, that just slides right on out. So let me remove those. Once those two are removed, this just slides out like that. You put that to the side. And then to get these gauges out, it kind of feels a little scary, but all you're going to do is take preferably 2 hands and just pull evenly up, and they'll socket right out. I'll see if I can do it right over here. Yep. Hard to do with one hand, but just like that. And it's just these little metal prongs that stick into there. So we'll pull straight up, and they'll all come out. The speedometer is always the last one to pull out. So then we'll go here, pull this one straight up, just like that. RPM gauge. And then finally, once that's out, the old speedometer will just pop right out. And there is the dreaded old PSOM. Chances are, if your speedometer is dead and your odometer is dead and you have an OD light flashing, this is a good chance this is the problem. Yeah, you can get these repaired or replaced. And keep in mind, be careful when you swap gauge clusters, because these are not always incompatible or compatible. Even though they look the same, Ford really made it confusing. So 92 and 93 clusters will work together, 94 and 95 clusters will work together, and 96 and 97 will work together. But if you say, I don't know, throw a 92 cluster into a 94, it won't work. And sometimes you can have anything from just like a cluster that won't work to like your alternator will not charge because the wiring and pinout is completely different. In my case, both of these are 94s. So keep that in mind. And also, obviously, if you swap a PSOM over, you're going to be changing the vehicle's kilometers. So try to retain yours. If you're, in my case, I've swapped it out to this new RPM gauge, but I retained my old PSOM unit so I can keep my kilometers. But yeah, just a short, quick video. It goes together the same way. And now you have access to the back PCB where these all these bulbs just twist right on out and pull straight up. You can replace any dead bulbs. And yeah. Oh, and another piece of information that might be useful, although you can't just swap random years of gauge clusters into random trucks like I was explaining, the PSOMs are all interchangeable. So say you have, I don't know, 94 and your PSOM's dead and you find a 92 gauge cluster. The 92 gauge cluster will not work in your truck. However, if you tear down the 92 gauge cluster to this point and take out this, just the PSOM unit by itself, and swap just that into your existing gauge cluster, that will work. Now, obviously, you will be changing the kilometers on that, so keep that in mind. One last thing I'd like to add: if you're looking to remove the needle from the gauge to gain access to the back of the gauge or the faceplate, so you can wipe off the green cover and get custom LEDs in there or whatever the case may be, a very easy way to do it is just to take 2 spoons like this and just give them both even pressure and pry up, and it'll just pop right out. And then later you can reassemble it. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one.